All right, good morning. Today's lesson is really all about line quality and how you're going to start turning this sort of sketch that you've created into a finished drawing. Needless to say, you're going to need a couple of classes to do this, and we're not adding color quite yet, but we are moving on to the next step. So today, whether you are doing this on paper with Sharpie or some kind of dark black ink that you found, or you're doing it on the sketchbook app, I want you to go back over your drawings and outline everything sort of in that nice dark line, and then we will be utilizing that layer as your final layer. So go ahead and add a new layer to your sketch. You can see my little How to Train Your Dragon friends here. If you're doing this on physical paper, you've got your pencil sketches, and now you're going to go over it with your Sharpie. Keep in mind all the pencil needs to be erased at the end. So I'm going to select the pen tool over here and make sure that I have pure black. So it doesn't matter what hue you're on, just as long as you bring it all the way down to the bottom of that square there. Then test your pen stylus. You might want to do a thicker or thinner one depending on the detail of your drawings. I'm going to start with a little bit thinner, but I encourage you not to make all of your lines the same thickness. However, as you start working your way through this sketch, it's important that you create closed off shapes so that when you go back later and start filling it in with colors and values, you don't accidentally break into the background. So I'm going to just sort of make sure that this space that I'm creating as I go over Hiccup's head here, I'm closing off all of my lines. So now's the time to sort of really take your time with your craftsmanship. You're creating a nice solid line and you're closing off each shape. So I made a little shape there. The quickest way to fill this in is to use that paint bucket there, and then you can just click on the spot and quickly make it dark. Later, in the next steps, when we're ready to start using color, I'll just, pick a random color here. You can see how, because I closed off that shape, I can just isolate that one section. But we're not worrying about color right now. All I want you to do is be focusing on this black outline. So you're going to kind of work your way around all of your sketches. Work your way around all of your sketches, making sure that you're making shapes out of all of your outlining. My goal for you is to get this at least 50% done today. Now, what I really want you to think about is, as you work your way around, the line quality of what you're creating. What do I mean by line quality? I simply mean the thickness or thinness of what you are doing. So this part is all sort of the same consistency, but maybe as I move down into his shirt over here, or the toothless character, I might want to start changing up the line thickness or consistency. Oops, didn't do that very well. Can quickly just kind of erase that. So as I go into his shirt, I'm going to make my line a little bit thicker here. Why? Not really sure at this point, but there's got to be a sort of idea to sort of break it up a little bit. And then I know that's a shadow over there, so I'll go ahead and I'll fill in that spot. Come back to my pen tool. Maybe I'm going to make it even bigger. As I move into Toothless over here, he's a very dark character, so I'm just going to go ahead and sort of make sure that he is more of a thick line. And you can change it up within characters too. Perhaps some of these hair strands don't feel like they have quite enough texture, so I'll go back over the top and I'll just quickly make some of my lines a little bit thicker in order to help give that idea of depth. Maybe there's a shadow over here. I want that one to be just a little bit thicker, so that as I continue to look at it from a distance, I see that it has a little more variation into it. And you can go crazy and make really thick lines. It's totally up to you, but I do want to see some variant in your lines. Whether you're doing this in the pen or on your iPad, you should have some areas that are more thickly filled in and some areas that are more thinly filled in. Again, Try to get about 50% of your outlining done today. It should be quicker than all of the drawing parts. And make sure before you send it to me that you toggle off that sketch layer below so that all you're left with is your nice black outline. Again, you do that by hitting this little eyeball on the sketch layer, which is right below your outlining layer. Toggle it off and then post it to the assignment for today. So 50% today, 50% next class, and then we'll finish it off with coloring and shading. Okay? Thank you.